Welcome to Millions and Millions, and I am your host, the Raging Ogre, your anti-hero Hulk Tone. And I'd like to thank everyone for coming out to support FCN and another one of our fight and wrestling endeavors.
Yes.
Today I have with me the talented Mr. Revolution.
You know it.
We said him first because he's a mid-carter gentleman. Ladies and gentlemen. There we go. We have the McMahon of FCN.
I will take all of that.
Miss Treasonay.
Thank you. It's Treasonay.
Yes,
He called you treason. No.
Yeah,
Treasonay. You know, because McMahons like to trade on people.
Okay.
See, I called
each
it.
other.
And a man who would like to introduce himself.
Yes.
Oh, you're not going to introduce me?
No.
Okay, I understand the ink is still wet on my contract.
It's
you don't know who I am.
We-
I'm going to explain to you who I am, okay?
Let's
I
hear
am
this.
the Wilsonian, okay?
Ooh.
And given half a chance, I'm taking you to school.
Ooh.
Oh.
I think the anti-hero just found his villain. Do y'all feel that energy?
Feel it.
You feel that energy? Well, tonight we have a big show in store for y'all for the pregame of Survivor Series. I hope you guys are ready for tonight.
Yes.
So we have a big lineup.
Yes.
So starting off tonight, we have The Miz versus Baron Corbin. We have a tag with the Raw Tag Team Champions, The Bar, versus the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Usos. Uso Penitentiary.
Yeah, I don't like that name. I hate that. But they dope though.
They dope.
They
They
dope,
dope.
though.
They dope. They dope.
You don't like the Usos?
I like him as a heel. How's that?
Okay.
We have the Women's Elimination Chamber, which holds Natalya, who was just announced, Naomi, Becky Lynch, who else was on it?
I don't know. I'm not the host.
Carmella and Tamina.
Yes.
With Lana as a manager for them. And then we have on the Raw Women's, we have Alicia Fox as captain. Is it Nia or Nia? Because I know you like to correct me.
Ooh.
It's yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Naya. It's Naya.
The Empress
Nia
of Nia. I know. I just, be a little. Got the Empress of Tomorrow.
Yes.
Asuka.
Boo
We
Bay.
have Bailey the Hugger. And Sasha Banks.
So.
Y'all can't be teaming up for this. Then we have the big boy, the Shield, versus the New Day, which I have high hopes for. We'll get into that a little bit later on. We followed by the Battle of the Blondes, Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair. Followed by the men's elimination. And ending the night, we're going to see a dream match between the Beast, the Conqueror, Brock Lesnar versus...
AJ Styles.
Whoa.
AJ Styles.
He's the phenomenal one.
This is a dream match to you?
This is a dream match to me.
Who dreamed this? who was sitting around going, Papa? Tell me a wrestling story, Papa. Well, son, way back in 2017, there used to be a beast, a big beast, out of the frozen tundra of Minnesota.
Well, he's claiming Canada now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar is claiming Canada. He says he lives there. That's his nationality.
Okay.
Yeah, just take off the shirt.
Yeah.
Trans International.
Right.
International.
He's claiming Canadian just for the
That's
healthcare.
Hey, bigger fence, bigger land. Hey, I can't be mad at that. So, with that being said, you guys we've had plenty of conversations, none about tonight. Let's start with Will. What do you have as your big match for the night?
Big match for the night for me?
Yes.
Oh. I gotta say it's the head-to-head Raw versus SmackDown 5-man elimination.
Really? Why is that being?
It's Survivor Series. You gotta start with that. That's a match that's been lost over the years for Survivor Series. I remember growing up, it was always the 5-on-5, 4-on-4, and it was always just anybody have beef, you get together, you put your teams together, and that's how you handle it. Over the years, they've really gotten away from that. So coming back to it, I mean, I think there should be at least 3 or 4 5-on-5 matches.
And it's really weird because in the past few years, speaking of that, we see a lot of teammates trading on each other and costing people the actual elimination match without having any kind of consequence. We seen it last year with the Mock Shield reunion when they put AJ Styles through a table. We've seen it, Big Show did it with John Cena versus the Authority.
Yeah.
So that could play a big factor. I like that thought. Trezane, how about you?
I'm looking forward to 2 matches. I know
matches.
you asked for 1, but I'm looking forward to the New Day and the Shield. But I really want to see AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar.
Now you're up.
But here's why. One reason why, and that's because, I'm a newbie, right? So little time in. But the only people I've ever seen Brock Lesnar really wrestle are dudes his size. I've never seen somebody who's fast and can move quicker and who actually can wrestle with Brock Lesnar. I've never seen it. So I want to see what that looks like when someone who's in the ring who does amazing things. AJ Styles does do amazing things. Now I was a little petty with him because I wanted to see gender.
We all wanted gender.
And so I was like, hey, AJ Styles. But I do want to see how nimble, how he moves in that ring with a man of Brock's size.
I'm going to tell you this. I've never slept better than when Gender challenged Brock Lesnar to the title. I went to sleep like all things in the world is good, baby. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I woke up with drool, everything.
That is so funny.
And then it was snatched away from me.
Yeah.
It was snatched.
It was.
Yeah.
It was snatched.
I wanted to see that match so bad because I wanted to see Gender have a shot at legitimacy.
Yes.
I wanted to see, I think we all wanted to see him in the ring with the big dog, if not the biggest dog in combat sports, of now or any era. Like the dude he's been a performer on the WWE level. He's gone to UFC and won titles. And to see Jinder Mahal get the stamp of WWE approval, like, hey, we might allow you, he might not have won, but we're going to have you push Brock Lesnar cleanly to his limit. And we all like, what? I think that would have done so much for him because I'm a fan of Jinder Mahal.
Yes.
I hate the trolls out there who hate him.
Yes.
So yeah, I agree with Trey with that. But for me, the match, can I be very honest with you?
Yes.
I am looking forward to all things women.
Really?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because here, Will and I, listen, let me say this. Will and I, when they...
Sit back.
When he said sit back.
The minute talking.
Here come the villain in him. All right.
So, growing up, and we would see people like Alundra Blaze who was like leaps and bounds above everybody. Like, she could go in the ring and beat up dudes. Then when you had somebody like Jazz, you had somebody like Chyna, you had somebody like Molly Holly. Molly Holly was legit. And I don't think those women got serviced properly with WWE.
Call me Molly.
Really?
I don't think they got their just due with being able to have cage matches, Hell in a Cell matches, table ladders and chairs matches. They, and we always like, put them chicks, like, I want to see them in there. And so tonight, to see probably one of the greatest rosters of teams, the Raw versus SmackDown, and then the women's championship match, I think it's gonna be probably the most interesting story moving into Monday morning.
I like that. Me personally, I am a fan of the tag match, the Usos versus the Bar.
Next segment.
I'm gonna change my segment on my show. Usos, we got a good heel team.
Yeah, one of the greatest.
They have something. They're a gimmick, but you love it because it's.
You think they're a gimmick?
It
That's
feels
a
like
gimmick.
a gimmick. Okay, so how many times remember Crime Time?
Yeah.
Remember every time you get somebody of color, they have to portray the gangsters. We remember Super Crazy and all of them came over from WCW and they were
riding on lawnmowers.
Yeah.
They would
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
They had Mexican Americans riding on lawnmowers, and they were the Mexicools,
Yeah.
right?
Mexicools.
Yeah, the Mexicools.
Yes, they were.
Oh my
Mexicools
God.
on lawnmowers.
So
Can't make this stuff up.
Yikes.
This your boy,
Then you had the
Vince
Guerreros.
McMahon. Oh yeah,
Lie,
we
cheat,
lie,
and steal.
cheat, and steal.
And then
Yep.
came out on the lowrider.
lowriders. Yep.
Yeah.
So every time you have somebody of color, they're always doing some kind of stereotypical gimmick, right?
Yeah.
But there is something about these Usos that they're generational wrestlers. You know,
Right.
their family was probably there when wrestling was first invented. Let's be honest. They're Samoan.
That's racist.
So
Yeah,
why-
that's very racist.
Hell.
So if they're Samoan, why isn't their gimmick being football players?
Boom.
What did? Because of the same reason what Paul Heyman said about Roman Reigns. They get taught at a young age. You spear, you headbutt, you Superman punch. That's all. That brings out wrestlers, right? Wrestlers and football players.
Yeah. Okay. Not gonna argue that.
So I want to see them and the Bar tear the roof off. Even though I was looking forward to the Shield versus the Usos,
Yes.
that would have been a
Yes.
good one.
That would have been a great one.
To see, I still believe that Sheamus and Cesaro, well, more so Cesaro, because we've seen Sheamus at the top of the ladder. Cesaro himself, he needs that singles push.
Yes.
And to see the Usos versus the Bar, that's my big match for the night. I want to see what they do with this.
Now, are you waiting to see the match, or are you waiting to see Cesaro turn on Sheamus?
It's not going to happen no time soon from the looks of it. They just re-put the titles on. They just re-put the titles on.
Hey, they put the titles on Shawn Michaels and Diesel.
Ooh, that...
Damn. See, this is why he's on here.
I can't argue that. I can't
He
argue
was
that.
like, "Wah, wah,
Class is in session.
Class in session. I'm up on my wrestling. We can do this all day.
Okay.
So,
Didn't answer my question.
hey,
You didn't answer my question.
hey, there's nothing. I said I can't debate it. It's a
All
true
right.
statement.
It is.
If it's fact,
It
how gonna
is.
argue facts with opinion? That don't work, right? That don't work, right?
I don't
I
know.
think
People
that was
do
a-
it on Twitter all
I
the
think
time.
that was a fact, though.
That was a fact.
No, I'm saying I can't.
Oh, you
He
with
said,
the
yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm over here.
Student, teacher.
Ooh, the ink ain't dry, brother.
Treason, nay. We gonna need him get traded on really quick.
By who?
Oh, don't worry. It's coming. It's coming.
I'm done with both of y'all.
So, what's your least favorite match?
You just said it. I'm gonna be very honest with you. The Usos got the short end of the stick, being paired with two lumbering. Cesaro is fun to watch. He's a great performer, but he's not the most fluent with the Usos. Like the Usos are. What we saw them do with New Day
Amazing.
was amazing.
Amazing.
So I was like, wait a minute. Imagine Raw's version of New Day. Like, let's be for real here. The Shield is very mobile. They're very limber. When you get Seth Rollins in that mix, Seth is electrifying in that ring, man. And I think Seth with the Usos, we never seen this. They would have had an amazing match. Yep. Was I okay with them going up against the New Day? I was like, yes, okay, let's go. I'm excited. That's my second match of the night. But I think that match, for me, I think the Usos are going to do great, but they're just so...
They're going to have to carry that match.
They're going to have
to too much of that match.
They're going to have to carry too much of that, Will. Thank you. They're going to have to carry too much of that. So I think that of the card so far, I think that's my least. Like, I don't even care about that match. Okay. I do want to see what the Usos do. I would love to see them. Listen, super kicking the blue hell out of somebody with Air Force Ones on is hilarious. It's the funniest thing. If anybody has ever gotten into a fight,
we had this conversation.
It's like, Tim's, and then it's Air Force Ones, man. You get kicked in the head with some Uptowns on and see what happens.
We had this conversation when they first switched what they was doing from the whole twin gimmick, and they both came out in forces. Me and him both sat there. Was like, wait. Are they wrestling in all white forces?
I was like, oh.
They got on the cocaine forces. Oh, they can really fight.
Yeah.
They can
you might as well be fighting in church shoes.
You
might as well be fighting in church shoes.
You coming out like Ric Flair to wrestling gators at that point.
Oh, man.
For real. So you have that as your least favorite. Will?
I got to agree.
You got to agree?
I got to agree. Just for the fact that the Usos are going to have to carry so much of that match.
Okay, I see. You're going to go? Is it 3 strikes they're out?
No, I'm not interested in seeing the women's elimination.
Really?
Wow.
Really? I have to hear
There's
this.
so many of the women wrestlers that I don't enjoy watching. They don't do anything for me.
Just go ahead and name.
And so, okay,
name names.
I'm definitely for the Raw women. I'm much more of a fan of watching Raw than I am SmackDown.
Okay.
Right? So if I turn on SmackDown, it's because I do want to see Naomi. I want to see Charlotte. But most of the time, I will watch Raw more consistently. And so, not interested in seeing Carmella.
Bless you.
I'm not interested in seeing Tamina.
Okay.
Natalya. You know, all the people that I do like watching are on the Raw women's team. And I just don't want to see some of those other women. Like, I'm not that big of a fan of Nia. Like, I don't want to see y'all. Y'all don't electrify me ever, you know, when I'm watching on a weekly basis. So I'm like, I
like that you brought that up. So, with that being said, is it their performance in ring, or the fact that we don't get a lot of promos out of these women? Like,
it could be that too.
They don't, like, Tamina, I've always said, Tamina should have been women's champion a long time ago.
You said Tamina?
Yes. And she just doesn't get, like, she's always put into this enforcer role where even now they got Lana as the person that speaks for her, right?
Yes.
I've always wanted Tamina. So is it their in-ring ability, or is it?
I think it's a combination of both, but I think it is a lot of their promo and their storylines and how it all just works when they're in the ring. Like, you know, I complain all the time about Nia. Like, I wish something with her character, like she would elevate it a little more. Like something like, there could be more to you, Nia. And so I'm not interested in really watching. I don't feel like I'm invested so much. So I think that's why I'm like, women's elimination. I mean, I love, a couple of them. Alicia Fox, I have fallen in love with her recently because she gives it to you, but she gets that promo time. She gets that time to act and go off on people, and she's great on camera. She's great talking. So, you know, that's why when you said that, I think she's hilarious. I want to see her outside doing other stuff because she's that entertaining to watch.
But you have to watch Divas.
Total Divas.
Total Divas.
She's on Total Divas. Nia's on Total Divas. But I agree with you on that one. The reason why I love the women's right now, especially Raw, is because they have arguably the best talker in women's, I would probably say, ever. And that's Alexa Bliss.
Oh,
she can
talk.
talk. Listen, 5 Feet of Fury can give you the promo of your life, and you just be like, man, she has 0 Fs.
None.
0, and she can just her and the Miz should be at the top of the card. But I don't know where he's going with this, so I'll let him get on with the show. But I think the Miz should reign at the top of the card. That's just me.
All right. Well, when we come back from commercial break, we're gonna give you more about Survivor Series 2017 at FCN. Welcome back to Millions and Millions. I am your host, Hawk A. Tone, and here with the FCN family. That sound like a mafia right there, right?
No. Sounds like the Mansons.
No, not the Mansons or the Wyatts.
No, the Mansons.
It's purely Wyatt because it's a wrestling show today.
Okay.
FCN Club.
Huh?
FCN Club.
Uh-oh.
Here come the club.
Here come the cleaner, baby. Ah! I got sunglasses in the back.
With a shotgun and all the kinds of stuff. So, one thing I want to talk to you guys about, right? With Survivor Series and the elimination matches, we see champion versus champion, right? I have always wondered, how do the corporation itself, WWE, choose which champion wins over the opposite champion in these situations?
Thoughts?
Oh, you're going straight to me on that
Yeah,
one.
that's a...
I mean, if you look at the certain matches, I think it's about putting certain people in positions looking forward, because if you think about it, Survivor Series leads to Royal Rumble, which leads to WrestleMania.
Okay.
So really, I think a lot of this starts now. You know, they say the road to WrestleMania starts at the Royal Rumble. I think it starts now.
Yeah, this year, you are absolutely right. This is, I'm sorry, I hate to cut you off, Tone, but I have felt like just the whole buildup of this. I was like, man, WrestleMania is starting early this year.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like for the last few weeks, once Jinder Mahal got on SmackDown and challenged Brock Lesnar, I said the road to WrestleMania started at that moment. He got on and he cut one of the best promos he had ever cut. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. And we know, like, we can all talk about that Vince wants India, blah, 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 blah. Sure, fine. But guess what? Those of us at home want to see diversity, too. I love seeing somebody that didn't look like some white boy with a chip on his shoulder being sassy out here for the WWE Universe and gave Jinder a shot, a legitimate shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you are right, sir. The road to WrestleMania started then for me.
Okay, and I understand what y'all are saying about early starting, right? But that still doesn't get down to the fact that it's champion versus champion, right? And with the two different brands, it makes no sense. So say for instance, who needs to win more, right? Let's start off with the first match. Baron Corbin and The Miz, right? The Miz let's be honest, The Miz is the champion of Raw, okay?
Yeah.
He's the champion.
He's the Raw champion.
He has the mic skills.
Yes,
he
he
has
does.
the in-ring ability, which one of my main top matches for last year was him and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, that was a great match.
Great match. He has the goons. You had goons like and they're not goons that's smaller than him like Jinder had.
Yeah.
True.
Very good point.
they're pretty big guys with Bo Dallas and so versus Baron Corbin, who he hasn't really done nothing with the U.S. title.
No, he just got it.
He just got it.
Yeah.
But in that sense, why would you choose Baron to win over The Miz?
I wouldn't. I think, for me, I think this match is more of showing the other show who Baron Corbin is. And it's about trying to build up Baron Corbin based on the goons. Because you know they're going to play a role in it. Baron Corbin's going to have to fight them. He's going to have to fight The Miz. He's still going to lose, but it's kind of, because we all know Baron Corbin has fallen from graces. So it's kind of...
Did he? What happened?
Oh, I mean, that's why he lost the Money in the Bank.
Yes, we
Yeah.
know that. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, he's working his way back up, and I think this is part of him paying his dues to get back up. Yeah. And that's why it's part of my idea of why this is the road for WrestleMania starts for him here. It's trying to build him back up and showing him, because he's got the size, but he really hasn't had a chance to show what him as a big guy can do. They let Cass do it.
Yeah, that's wow.
True. That's true.
Wow, so Cass was the Monday Night Raw.
And Cass isn't even on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, well, he's injured.
He's injured.
Oh.
He's still injured. Yeah.
He's injured. Well, I want to say this. I think I want to start the dialogue with that a little differently before we move forward here. Does having your champions of each broadcast battle against, does it hurt the titles? Like, that's my question. Like, does it hurt? How does it? It doesn't.
I think it lessens it, right? Because remember, when I was younger, when y'all was younger too. I mean, so when everybody was younger, I remember one of the first pay-per-views I ever seen was when Jericho became the undisputed.
That was your first?
Look, man. Come on.
No. I'm just age-wise. That's
So
it.
you saw that match?
Yeah.
So, in that sense, you couldn't deny you had the world champion, you had the WWE champion, and then you had the undisputed champion, which it seemed like it used to have a system of ladders. So in order to become the WWE champion, you have to beat the Intercontinental champion.
Yeah.
In order to be the undisputed champion, you have to beat everyone. You see what I mean? Yeah. So with that being said, I think it knocks you down in the power rankings, in the imaginary power rankings. You get knocked down. To be a champion, losing to another champion, you just pretty much put a disgrace notch on your belt.
I see it differently. I see this as a scrimmage. Nobody's losing any titles here. I see it from a pure corporate business perspective. The WWE has figured out its lane, and it's got to sell subscriptions to the WWE Network. And if you're talking about all roads lead to WrestleMania, and you want people to subscribe to this network to watch your pay-per-views, have this scrimmage. Nobody's titles are at stake.
Wow.
We've got to drive subscriptions. Listen, I've done just a little bit of work on the behind the scenes in the business of WWE. Their operating revenue has gone up more than 10 times when they launched this network. So they've gone from having $1 to $2 million to play with an operating cash to $10, $12, $15 million to play with an operating cash just from their subscriptions. I feel like it's all like, oh no, let's get all these people in the room and see your favorite person from Raw, see your favorite person from here, battle each other, and whatever storylines we create, we gonna push this all the way to WrestleMania.
Okay.
So wait a minute. Like this is like one of the best exhibitions that you could think of. This is like saying the NCAA champion in football or basketball going up against one of any team in the NBA or the NFL, for like to see what these guys can do against those guys. Or
to bring money out, it's charity event.
But I think though even beyond just charity, but it's like the greatest exhibit. Like wow, thank you for that. I never would have looked at it like that. Wow, that's a great.
Yeah, that actually actually solidifies the thought that this did start the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you gotta do the art. You got your shirt on. You gotta
Listen, don't tell him about Randy Orton, okay? Please. I do not want a schooling happen to the host on his show, okay? Let the Wilsonian, he is
Out of nowhere.
Well, can I say this, though? This is something I wanted to see happen. Booking perspective, right? And doing something new to make Survivor Series be put it back on the pedestal where it should be at. And to kind of steal something from the Japanese.
Okay.
Right? They've already introduced the Andre the Giant trophy. Right?
Yeah.
They've introduced the is there a trophy for the cruiserweight? Was there a trophy for that?
There was a trophy for it, yes.
Okay, and there was a trophy for the Mae Young.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Also, the UK.
No, they just had a belt.
Yeah,
They had a trophy as well.
They had a trophy as well? Okay. So I think that each of those should have had trophies so that those trophies go back home. And so it's like, yo, we won this many trophies. And it's not, take it away from the belts. Nobody comes to the ring with the belts. Like you said, it's an exhibition, and they are fighting for the prize of this trophy. And it's, you know what I mean? And then your nameplate goes on there, and it's like, you know, you taking your pictures and whatnot, and it's like a Grand Prix where it's like, oh man, they won that for this. And then the implications in doing that, the trophies and who wins the total at the end of the night. Then you could, let's say for instance, you get to steal the person that you beat. So if SmackDown won, they get to go steal a superstar in like a draft.
Yeah.
Like they could just have draft, like we get whatever superstar we want. You know, and something like that to where it has stakes.
Yeah, because we don't see a lot of. We only see the superstar shake up once a year.
Yeah.
Right? And because of that, we do see a lot of redundant, repetitive wrestling. It's like, come on, how many times are we going to see the Usos versus the Gold Standard?
Yeah.
You know, we're going to switch it up. Oh, they're going to tag this time. Then we're going to have
Singles.
Jimmy versus this one. Then we're going to have Jimmy versus that one. And, you know, it still gets redundant because you're still feeding me the same thing.
Right. But as far as, what was it, The Miz and Baron Corbin, though? Yeah. I don't know. It does, to me, it doesn't matter. It won't hurt Miz.
No.
Not at all.
It won't hurt. He's so over.
Right.
He's gonna go back champ. It doesn't matter if he lost, clean, dirty. It wouldn't matter. The Miz is over. Baron Corbin, like you said, I think you said who needs it more.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin needs it more, but beating the Miz doesn't do anything for him. It doesn't do anything for him.
So we already talked the tag matches already. Let's see. We have. What do you guys have as y'all match of the night? I understand it's a bit different from what you're looking forward to most. Which is gonna be the best performed match tonight?
I want to say New Day and the Shield. I still want to say that, you know, because New Day know how to perform. They can wrestle, and then it's the Shield. You know, I think that's going to be a good one. I do.
Raw versus SmackDown.
You still going with the elimination?
Yep.
Kurt Angle.
Yep.
Oh, that's who you looking for.
Kurt Angle. Yeah.
Individual superstars.
I'm looking at that. I mean, that roster,
That whole
dynamic, and just the different styles you have. You have Finn Balor. You have, you know, you got Triple H. You know, you got Randy Orton.
Yes.
You got all these guys with these different styles that you've never seen before, going against, possibly going against each other.
They're going to. You never, listen, no one has seen Shinsuke Nakamura against anybody on that other side. Like, these guys, listen, if you don't think, let's be very honest here. If you don't think Paul Levesque booked himself in this match for the opportunity to wrestle Shinsuke Nakamura, to wrestle against who else is on that side?
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode. Triple H is like, man, I want a piece of this.
Yeah.
Put me. He could have called in any one of those guys on the roster that needed an opportunity. Listen, Triple H, Paul Levesque wanted some of that action. He wants to get what's Shinsuke's kick called? Kinshasa. He wants to take a Kinshasa. He wants to. Watch what happens. He is going to job the shit out of that Kinshasa. Oh my God. Like, and then Kurt Angle's in it, and it's the same thing. They're looking like, oh my God, I get to go in this ring. Who doesn't want to see Braun and Randy Orton? We haven't seen it.
That's true.
I want to see what that looks like. You telling me right now that you want to see Randy Orton give who's Triple H or Kurt Angle? You've never seen him. Have we ever? No. We've never seen him give Kurt Angle an RKO. And out of nowhere, listen, I'm not apologizing, but yet again, you and I are on the same page. That is going to be the absolute.
That's
I
your
can't
match
wait.
night from
Yes.
Then the one that was going female night.
Yeah. That's the one I was looking
forward to.
I was
Looking forward to, right.
But the best.
What's going to burn the house down?
That's going to burn the. It's too many variations of performers, and like you said, Will Styles.
Yeah.
We're gonna listen, man. Listen.
Big guys, little guys.
Oh my goodness. I think we're gonna be talking. There's two things I think we're gonna be talking about after that. I think that's gonna be one, and I think something's gonna happen tonight in the female the women's championship match.
You gonna say what you think it's gonna happen?
Prediction?
Specific? Yeah, you got a prediction here? What?
Yes, I do.
We're gonna get to
Oh,
predictions.
okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're gonna get to predictions. So, in the back end, right? Since you two seem to have a very firm grasp on the way wrestling world works in the back end, how would you guys put together a Survivor Series team?
What do you mean?
Well, yeah. What do you mean?
How do you choose? Like, of all these superstars that you can choose for them. Because
Now, are you talking just a Survivor Series team, or are you talking about like this Raw versus SmackDown?
your own personal Survivor Series team.
My own personal Survivor Series team? Am I picking both teams?
No, you're picking your own team.
One team. I get one
5
team.
characters.
One team, 5 people. Oh. I mean, I'd want at least one tag team. I want one tag team.
Wow.
Why?
Because you have that continuity.
Okay.
Built-in chemistry.
Built-in chemistry.
Built-in
Exactly.
chemistry.
Can't manufacture that.
No.
Got it.
I want a fighter. I want somebody like Dean Ambrose. I want somebody, a brawler kind of person,
Okay,
kind of like a Roddy Piper, just somebody that's just loose and is going to go out there and just not care and still be part of that team. I want a technician.
Okay.
And I want a submission specialist.
Okay, so you bringing up stuff that really can burn down the house.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Wow. I don't know.
This is why you brought me here.
Yes.
I like
This is why you brought me
I
here.
like it.
I don't know if I can follow that up. I mean, because that's well thought out. Like
completely well thought
that's what. Now, one thing is that I definitely would say that I've always thought that a tag team should be in there, for that very reason. Like, if you want a team, you want 2 guys that know each other so well and that can do the little tricks that you need to do in that type of situation. And if you were to do that, I think that what era are we talking about here?
We're talking. So
Are we talking all time here?
We can't talk all the time because I haven't been around as long as y'all have.
How long have you had the network?
How long have you had the
Since
network?
day one.
AWA, NWA, WCW, WWF, WWE. We got it all, brother.
Hey, I gotta host a show. I can't sit there and watch it.
Sure now.
Yeah.
So from here back to the Attitude Era.
The Attitude Era.
Okay.
Yes.
Well.
So okay. All right.
So and I understand. So you have a very good selection of people, right? And speaking of which, we talked about this. I, played around with the idea with y'all for a little while previously, and I got some ideas from other people. So I ran a simulation tournament through WWE 2K18, right? And because of that, I would like to present your new FCN Survivor Series champion.
I believe there's something you need to talk about first.
What is it that I need to talk about first?
Who came in first?
Well,
You're welcome.
Our first place champion, we weren't going to mention it.
You weren't going to mention it. You're trying to give him the screw job.
Hey, Montreal, baby. It happens. Our first place champion.
Beat J. Cole. Except J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Oh, J. Cole beats himself a lot.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
J. Cole actually came in first. But because he couldn't accept the championship, the first runner-up and your new champion, Treason.
Yes! Thank you! My quick selections. Yes.
She put together a top 5 team.
Yes, this thing is huge. It's like a
Put it back on your shoulder. I like it on your
You gotta
shoulder.
hold it up.
It's like a
You
tube
gotta hold it
top.
up. You gotta let them know.
Oh, wait, wrong side. Hold on.
Oh.
Just shut up. Yeah, look
Woman
at
doesn't know
that.
how to deal with a belt.
Now I just know how to crack them.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Speaking about cracking things.
What?
You never read my contract when I got in here, did you?
What was your contract?
You didn't read it, did you?
No, I did
No.
not read it. What's in the
Yeah,
contract?
my contract came with a goodie bag.
What's in the goodie bag?
That's a damn good question, because guess who's coming for your title? Who's coming for your title? You and your pick'ems? The only thing you can pick for me is my damn Kroger click list. Okay? You better have the coupons.
Oh, this is so savage.
You don't know what savage is.
Are you about to take my belt?
Congratulations, champ.
No, he
now-
cashing it in.
No!
He's
I'm
cashing
cashing it in. Kiss,
goons?
kiss, kiss.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's like no kind of help. But when we come back, we're going to see how this plays out, and we're going to give you our predictions of the night. Welcome back, and we are in our final quitting time main event of the night. So let's talk predictions,
Yeah.
right?
Let's do it.
Just a quick go over who you got over who.
Mm-hmm.
Me myself, I have Baron Corbin over the Miz in the I don't know why they refer to it mid-card title match.
That's what they said?
They
Yeah,
called
mid-card
it
It's called mid-card champs. Yeah.
mid-card champs.
Yeah.
Damn, that was disrespectful.
So disrespectful.
Damn.
So I have Baron Corbin over the Miz because, like y'all said, Baron Corbin needs it more. He's not in no real good storyline. Got something with Sin Cara. I don't see it lasting.
Oh, God. Please don't mention Sin Cara. Please don't mention Chubby Guerrero. I can't do Thickums Ray. I can't do Thickums Mysterio.
That's funny.
So who do you have, Trezane, over in that Baron versus Miz?
Baron.
You have Baron
For the same reason.
Same reason.
Yeah.
Miz.
Miz.
Really?
Why?
Well, he's the Miz. Like I said, Baron Corbin needs it. I think this is just to solidify him as somebody that can do something. He's going to take on the Miz. He's going to take on the Goons, and he's still going to come up short.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
And
You know, I say this. Listening to Will, I felt that way too. I legitimately, I'm very torn because I believe that, but I also believe Baron needs something right now. But here's the thing. I think WWE and the Raw bookers know that they really have, they know that they've always known that they got something special with The Miz, but I think it's time to push him back into the picture. And I think that to have a bruiser like Corbin and The Miz, however he does it, clean, dirty, it doesn't matter, that he wins him in his match, that moving on, like you said, on the road to WrestleMania, that we can buy him potentially going up against Brock Lesnar. My vote tonight, The Miz.
y'all heard it here first. Next match, the tag. Usos versus The Bar. Me personally, I actually have The Bar winning. Not cleanly, but winning nonetheless.
You go first on this one.
Here's the thing: they're both heels,
Yes.
so it's legitimately like who's gonna be dirtier, who's, you know what I mean, who wants it more, and then you go, okay, so that's kayfabe. Oh, who wants it more, right? And you go, okay, but like booking in on the actual end, I don't know. Like, I mean, if we were to really go by it, the Usos are over. We know that they're the tag champs of tag champs, and it won't hurt them. And so, with that being said, if I'd have to choose that, I say it's The Bar. I say the crappy ass Bar is gonna get the W in that. So, where I am right now is 2 Raw victories.
So, follow up.
I'm going to go Usos.
He's gonna go Usos.
I'm going to go Usos for the simple fact that they have to carry this whole damn match. And they got to get some kind of payback out of it.
Nope. And that's why, like, they're gonna listen. It's just like Kenny Omega wrestling the doll, the sex doll, and having the sex doll beat him. Like Kenny Omega, he's a genius. Like, he made the sex doll look like it was kicking his ass. But for those that don't know, all the people that are of a certain age, that is a construct that came from Ric Flair.
With the mop thing, yeah.
Okay, but you don't have to be condescending here. So, I mean, you're 26.
Is he? I
Yeah.
thought you were like 23.
Nah, he's 26.
Well, one of his IDs says 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think they're going to carry him.
Oh, yeah.
And then somehow,
All right.
trade it.
I don't have a single
gotta-
character.
gotta pick
that-
one.
I gotta put them the Usos because one of them's
Okay.
married to Naomi. All right, next.
We have
What? She's so cute.
You might as well just pick on damn colors, okay?
What?
Which one
No.
has the prettier shorts?
so
Boo.
This is Naomi's booty cheeks, by the way.
Hey, no. It's 2 hands for each.
Yes.
It's 2 hands
Oh
for
my
each.
She do got a nice booty though.
Oh my God, that ain't a nice booty. That is the booty. Like, she
Hey,
has
hey.
replaced J-Lo
No,
with that booty.
that's a Ron Simmons booty.
Oh
her
man.
finishing move is knocking you out with her butt.
Oh.
That's the strength.
She-
Oh my
It's
God,
called
I
the
would
rack
do-
attack. Like,
The record.
the rack attack.
Shouldn't that be the other side?
Listen, I'm not
I
arguing
would
logic.
kiss that ass. Kiss that ass. Sorry, sir.
Rikishi.
Bring back the stink
My
face.
father-in-law.
Women's elimination.
I'm going with Raw women.
Raw.
I'm going Raw women.
Let me hear who's on the. Oh, Oscar's on there.
Yes,
Yeah,
Oscar's
yeah,
on Raw.
yeah,
Right, Oscar's
yeah.
on
But
Raw.
you know, let me say this though. Let me say this. Let me say this. I think Becky Lynch and Oscar are gonna get in the ring and they're gonna go around one another. And I think they're gonna set something up that looks nasty. The two of them are going to go at it. Becky is not gonna give Asuka an inch. She is not.
They never faced each other in NXT.
She was gone.
Yeah.
She was gone. Only two people that I saw get beat up was Nia and Bayley.
Bayley, yeah.
Bayley got handled. I think it's going to be nasty. What's happening over there? Oh, is that?
That's the New Day.
It's New Day
The Shield.
and the Shield.
I don't want to see it, Red. I want to watch that
you're
French
missing it.
in the beginning.
Yeah, I know. I want to.
Shield New Day since it's
Yeah.
Okay.
I picked.
He said, I did.
Oh, I'm gonna go Shield.
I think they're gonna give it to the Shield.
Shield.
I think they're gonna give it to the Shield. They just
Ray.
Yes. I think it's going to be Shield, but here's why, though. The only reason why the Shield is back together is to get over Roman Reigns. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And Seth and them know it. They know that they have a job ahead. You want to talk about dragging somebody, carrying them. They are carrying him back to a time when everybody liked him. They want to rebuild him back up. Like, hey, guys, remember when you liked him? This is the reason why you liked him, because he had this Armenian dude and this dude from Cincinnati who talks like he's in a Bugs Bunny cartoon. But I think legit. Oh man, did we just see the finish?
no.
We just saw the finish.
No, we did not.
I didn't see anything.
Women's champ match.
Yeah.
Charlotte or Alexa?
That's such a hard one, man. I don't know. I don't know. Just I'm very conflicted on it because I love
Honestly,
Charlotte, but I like Alexa too.
I have Bliss. I think they need to keep solidifying her as champion. So when Asuka come and beat her with all her tricks, you just shows how dominant Asuka is.
Okay.
Wait,
Will.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know what? I actually got to agree with you on that one.
Got to agree with you on that.
Yeah. Well,
I don't like it.
This is my big prediction of the night that I was told to hold off with. Here's my prediction. Doesn't matter who wins. Let me tell you this. Both of them, I think, are going to have a great match. What's going to happen is Carmella is coming out, and she's cashing in the Money in the Bank. Oh, yes.
Oh,
Listen.
You
right. And here's the thing here. This is going to be a thing that we talk about Monday. Like, we're going to probably have a couple great moments we talk about, maybe the men's. But this one, this is going to be the thing that we are all talking about Monday. And I'm going to tell you something. WWE has 3 options here. The worst thing that they could do is to do none of them. You have to do one. And it is either she comes out and she cashes it, she beats Charlotte, she takes it. I doubt that one. She comes out and she looks at which one she's going to take. And she's going to be like, and she's going to go to Raw. She's going to take Alexa Bliss's title and she's going to go to Raw. Here's why. Because guess who's over in Raw? Her old NXT buddy. South Shore. Jersey Shore. What's his name? Enzo. Because they were together in NXT.
Yeah.
There was 3 of them, right? So I think she goes back over there. Maybe they partner back up, smack talk Skywalker. Or I think let's hope for number 3, the biggest one. She literally, both of them had this crazy match. She bashed both of them. She puts both of them on top of each other. She pins both. And she walks out the undisputed women's champ.
Wow.
I'm telling you, listen, it has never happened. And this chick can bounce between. And then we go into WrestleMania. They let her hold those titles. Both of them. And we go into WrestleMania. And then there's going to be a chick from Raw, chick from SmackDown. Whoever wins whichever one, they either go over there or they go over there. And listen, that would be the perfect booking choice. do something that we've never seen before and have a undisputed women's champion with someone most of us absolutely hate.
Yes. Hate.
And it's to get her over though. It's the same thing that they did with gender. Like, what do they say? The championship doesn't make the person the
person makes the champion.
No, the person, whatever the hell the cliche is.
Ain't the clothes that make the man. And all that great stuff.
Man,
You know,
yeah. I think
depends
that's
on the
my
clothes.
thought. That's my thought.
That's a good one.
Now, see, I thought the same thing with you when it came to the women's championship and her coming, Carmella coming out and challenging and then going over to the other show.
Okay.
I did see that. I was expecting that.
Yeah, I'm expecting it.
I could not see the unification of the
I'll
women's
say this.
championship.
If she does do that, that means Big Cass is on his way out back.
Okay.
If she does do that, that means Big Cass is on his way back.
I'm gonna say I don't think WWE has the balls to do that.
I
To make a unified women's championship and not have a men's. Do something for the women that they don't do for the men's.
But that's why.
But that's why.
So
Absolutely why.
the men's elimination. Who do you guys have?
Raw.
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 On paper is too easy, but I think that we're all too quick to say Raw. I think it's like Raw, easy, right? I think it's just too easy. So with that being said, I'm going to go against the grain here, and I'm going to say SmackDown. I'm going to say SmackDown has had the balls in this whole thing. They started this with the whole invasion. Shane is wily. I think that, again, Shinsuke, you bring out John Cena, you have Randy Orton. Okay, let's see here. Power for power. I'm not going to say that Braun can destroy John Cena. Listen, I don't know. Shane has had matches. Your man didn't look so good out there, man, last pay-per-view. Kurt Angle didn't look good. He had a lot of ring rust. He did not look great. I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going now, the more that I talk myself into it, convincingly, SmackDown.
Okay. And the final match, Brock and AJ. Who do you have?
AJ.
I was going to say Brock.
I got to go Brock.
Oh, okay. So just so y'all know, tallied up, because of you three choosing, y'all have Raw beating SmackDown 5-1 tonight.
Sounds about right to me.
That's interesting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the FCN fam. I am your host, Hulk A. Tone. Follow all of us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We the Five, everything. Make sure you go to look at our YouTube page. Go look at our Facebook. We have plenty of content to love. We had a very good discussion on transracial.
Yeah, Meek Mills,
all that great stuff this early today.
And I wasn't on it.
Yeah,
he wasn't there.
Still signing my contract.
yeah.
It's a temporary thing. He is pending. So go check out all our videos. Like, share, bring people to it.
Yeah.
And other than that, we're gonna get to these matches. Somebody got a bell to ring? No bell to ring? Okay.
No.
Why they just